Well, hello there, all you seekers of hidden meanings and explorers of the secret pathways of your own soul. Today, we're not going to dig through the usual pile of cliché advice on how to be more successful or productive. Let's leave that to the self-help gurus. Instead, we're going to do something far more daring. We're going to take a direct look into your subconscious, using the one language it truly understands, the language of symbols. And our guide on this journey is one of the most powerful archetypes of all, one that's older than most civilizations, the bridge. A bridge isn't just a structure of stone or wood. It's a profound symbol of transition. It's the razor's edge between the person you used to be and the person you are about to become. It represents a decision that's already taking shape deep within you, a decision you might be too afraid to even say out loud to yourself. We're about to walk you through a deeply accurate psychological test, one that's built on the ideas of the great and formidable Carl Jung, who, by the way, knew more about the human soul than all the modern life coaches combined could ever hope to. So for a moment, forget logic. Mute that inner critic of yours, the one that's always spoiling the fun. Right now, it's time for your intuition, the most ancient and wise part of you, to speak. In a moment, you will see 5 bridges. Your task is ridiculously simple. Don't think, don't analyze. Just feel. Choose the one bridge you feel an urge to cross, right here, right now, in this very second. Your choice is the answer. Ready for an honest conversation with yourself? Then let's dive in. And while you're getting ready to make your choice, don't forget to pay for our work in the only currency that matters here. Give this video a like and subscribe. It's the best fuel you can give us to create more content that really gets the gears turning. Okay, take a look at these images. The first is an ancient stone bridge, its ivy-draped arches having witnessed the turning of centuries. The second is a light suspension bridge, stretched across a breathtakingly deep gorge in the mountains. The third is a wide, humming modern bridge, bathed in the electric glow of a metropolis. The fourth is a simple, almost hidden wooden footbridge in the silence of a forest, laid over a babbling brook. And the fifth is a fantastical, glowing bridge, disappearing into a misty, mysterious distance. Which one is yours? Make your choice. The stone bridge, if your hand, or more accurately, your soul was drawn to this stone behemoth. Know this: you are a person of deep foundations. This picture test screams that your greatest resource is your strength, your reliability, and your profound connection to your roots. You're not the type to chase fleeting trends or build castles in the air. Your castle is a fortress, and it stands on solid rock. This bridge is a symbol of an unbreakable bond with the past, with the wisdom of your ancestors, and with traditions that have proven their value over centuries. You intuitively understand that to look confidently into the future, you must stand firmly on the ground, feeling the weight of experience beneath your feet. The old master Jung would say that the archetype of the sage is incredibly strong within you, the one who draws power not from the chaotic present, but from the collective unconscious, from the memory of your lineage. Your strength is your history, and you know it. You are the person people come to for advice when their world starts to crack at the seams. You are a pillar for others, the living embodiment of stability. For you, transitioning to a new stage isn't a reckless leap into the unknown. It's a carefully planned, meticulously engineered construction. You don't just jump across a chasm. You build a bridge over it, stone by stone, so that others may cross safely after you. As Jung himself said, "I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become." And you consistently choose to become a bastion of dependability. In relationships, you seek the very same thing: substance. You have no time for fleeting flings or superficial connections. You build unions to last a lifetime, founded on loyalty, duty, and mutual respect. For you, family isn't just a word. It's your fortress, your clan, and you will defend it to the last. In your career, you also prefer the proven paths, stable companies, clear hierarchies, and long-term projects. You are the employee who will see a job through to the end, even if it takes years. You create systems, write the manuals, and lay the foundations upon which others will later build something flashier, but far less durable. And in this lies your quiet, unshakable pride. You are the keeper of the flame while others are busy chasing sparks. By the way, let's pause for a quick roll call. We're just curious to see who's watching today. If you're a man, just drop a 1 in the comments. If you're a woman, drop a 2. Let's see whose energy is dominating the space. And now, back to it. That true wisdom that Jung spoke of so often doesn't lie in rejecting the new, but in integrating it, in merging it with the wisdom of the past. He said, "What you resist persists. By resisting change, you don't stop it. You only make it more painful and destructive for yourself." Your primary challenge at this stage of your life is to learn flexibility, to consciously introduce an element of healthy chaos into your life. Try doing something that isn't in the plan, just as an experiment. Take a route you've never driven before. Order something from a menu whose name means nothing to you. Listen to music that usually gets on your nerves. Your goal isn't to shatter your foundation, but to prove to yourself that it's strong enough to withstand a minor earthquake. Allow the ivy of change to decorate your sturdy bridge. You'll be surprised how much more beautiful and alive it becomes. This visual test is highlighting that very inner dilemma. Will you remain a monument to yourself, or will you become a living, evolving fortress? The suspension bridge, but if your gaze was captured by that light, delicate bridge hanging over a chasm, then your soul is definitely home to an adventurous spirit and perhaps a touch of beautiful insanity. You have chosen the path of risk, of lightness, of absolute trust in life itself. This bridge is a symbol of your readiness to take a step into the void, relying not on solid calculations, but on your intuition and faith that the universe has your back. Or, at the very least, that the fall will be spectacular. You are someone who understands that the most breathtaking views aren't seen from wide, safe highways, but from narrow paths right on the edge of a cliff. This intuitive test reveals that you are at a point where the thirst for the new and the unknown outweighs the fear. Carl Jung might see this choice as the emergence of the explorer archetype, or perhaps even the trickster, the one who isn't afraid to break the rules and walk the untrodden path. You get that in order to find true freedom, you must first let go of control. Your transition to the next phase of your life is all about releasing old attachments, cutting loose the heavy baggage of the past that only weighs you down on life's suspension bridge. You're willing to risk stability for the chance to fly. A quote from Jung fits perfectly here. "The man who avoids temptation is avoiding life itself." And you, damn it, have no intention of avoiding life. You are ready to step onto that bridge, feel it sway beneath your feet, and smile right into the wind. This is the choice of a brave soul who values experience more than guarantees. In relationships, you are a firework. Life with you is never dull. You are bursting with ideas, passion, and spontaneity. But as soon as the sparks fade and daily routine sets in, you feel the pull to find a new celebration. Depth and stability can feel like boredom to you, a prison for your free spirit. In your work, you are the ideal startup founder, the crisis manager, the person they throw at the newest, most challenging projects. You ignite with an idea, generating incredible energy. But as soon as the process is streamlined and becomes routine, you lose all interest. Finishing things isn't your strong suit. Your job is to launch the rocket. Let the more patient ones handle the long journey. And there's nothing wrong with that. Your gift is to be the pioneer, the scout, the one who blazes a trail for everyone else. But your life can devolve into an endless series of half-read novels, abandoned projects, and one-way tickets. You sprint from one suspension bridge to the next, getting a short-term adrenaline rush, but never quite reaching a shore where you can build something lasting. Your freedom becomes an illusion. You become a slave to your own impulses, to your fear of being bored. As Jung famously said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Your so-called fate of being a free spirit is, in reality, an unconscious fear of being an ordinary person. Your greatest challenge right now is to mature without losing that inner lightness. Your task is to learn to make conscious choices and to take responsibility for them. To choose one bridge, and instead of just running across it, to strengthen it, to build a home on the other side, and to actually see what's there, staying for longer than 5 minutes. Try consciously finishing one boring but important task, not because you have to, but as a spiritual practice. You will discover that true freedom isn't the ability to do whatever you want, but the power to consciously choose what you are willing to devote your life, to even its most routine moments. Self-discovery isn't just about learning how to fly. It's also about knowing where to land. If you think we've already dug deep, get ready. What we've discussed so far is just your relationship with the past and the future. Next, we're talking about your connection to the world, to yourself, and even to something beyond. And believe me, it gets even more interesting. Thank you for staying with us at this depth. For us, it's a sign that our work isn't in vain. If you've just joined, do us a favor and hit that like button in advance. It costs you nothing, but it's the fuel for our next deep dive. Okay, let's continue decoding your life's path through the symbol of the bridge, the modern bridge if your choice fell upon this massive, light-drenched bridge stretching over a humming metropolis. Then you are a person of the here and now. You don't hide from the world in an ivory tower or seek comfort in ancient relics. You are an active participant in the churning, roaring river of life, and what's more, you get a real thrill from it. This bridge is a symbol of communication, social networks, energy, and ambition. You understand that in the modern world, you can't be an island. Real power lies in connections, in the exchange of information, in being part of something bigger than yourself. Your current life transition is directly tied to society. Perhaps you're launching a new venture, expanding your network, becoming an influencer, or simply mastering how to be effective in this complex, but damn interesting human anthill. Jung would say that your choice points to an active engagement with your persona, the social mask we all wear. But in your case, this isn't a negative thing. It's a consciously wielded tool. You know how to wear your role, how to be in the spotlight, how to unite people and generate energy. You are this bridge. You aren't afraid of the noise and the motion, because to you, it isn't chaos. It's the music of life, a symphony of possibilities. You know that the boldest ideas are born at the intersection of many paths, right in the heart of the flow. As Jung put it, the meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. And you engage in hundreds of such reactions daily. And it only energizes you more. In your personal life, you are a magnet. You have hundreds, if not thousands, of acquaintances. Your contact list is your most valuable asset. You know how to charm, negotiate, and be the life of the party. However, true intimacy can be a challenge for you. Real closeness requires vulnerability, taking off that shiny persona, and that can feel terrifying. You're afraid that without your social role, without your achievements and status, you'll be seen as uninteresting or empty. So, even with those closest to you, you might keep playing a part, maintaining the facade of success. In your career, you are a star. You are a born networker, A PR genius, a politician, a leader. You intuitively sense trends, build complex communication networks, and inspire people to follow you. Your energy seems inexhaustible. You're always at the center of the action, always in the know. You can be surrounded by a crowd and yet feel a bone-chilling loneliness, because no one knows who you really are beneath the glittering facade. You fear silence, because in silence, you are left alone with yourself, the very person you are so desperately running from through social activity. Jung warned of this. The persona is that which in reality one is not, but which oneself as well as others think one is. The more successful your persona, the wider the gap between it and your true essence. Your greatest challenge right now is to embrace conscious solitude and to detox from external validation. Your task is to get acquainted with the real you. Try spending an entire day alone, no phone, no internet, no meetings. What will you do? What will you think about? What feelings will bubble up from the depths? At first, it might feel unbearable. You'll have withdrawal symptoms, like an addict without a fix. But if you can endure it, you will begin to hear the quiet voice of your true self. Learn to value yourself, not for what you do, but for who you are. Remember, even the most modern and brightly lit bridge will collapse if it doesn't have deep, invisible foundations. And those foundations are your connection to your own self. The wooden footbridge. Did your choice fall upon the humble wooden bridge in the quiet of the forest? This speaks volumes. It is the choice of a tired but wise soul. You are intuitively seeking a path back to simplicity, to harmony, and to yourself. The noise of the modern world, with its false goals and the endless rat race, has exhausted you to your core. You are not looking to expand, but to deepen. Not for new connections with the world, but for a restored connection with yourself and with nature. This little bridge is a symbol of the transition from the external to the internal, from the complex to the simple, from the loud to the quiet. The next stage of your life will be dedicated not to conquering new peaks, but to finding inner peace and understanding the simple, eternal truths. In Jungian psychology, this path is closely linked to the process of individuation, of becoming wholly yourself, of stripping away the layers of social conditioning and everything that is not truly you. The forest, in this case, is a symbol of your unconscious, and the brook is the stream of life, not turbulent and dangerous, but calm and clear. You don't want to fly over it. You want to walk across peacefully, listening to its babble, feeling every wooden plank beneath your feet. You are not seeking achievement. You are seeking meaning. This is the path back to your soul, to what truly matters when all the tinsel is stripped away. As Jung wrote, your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. And that is precisely what you intend to do on the other side of this bridge dot in relationships. You seek a soulmate, a deep, almost mystical connection. Superficial small talk and social gatherings cause a physical aversion in you. You are willing to be alone for a long time, waiting for that one person with whom it is as comfortable to be silent as it is to speak. In your work, you gravitate towards activities where you can see the fruits of your labor, where there is room for creativity and solitude. You might be a wonderful craftsman, an artisan, a writer, a psychologist, a gardener, someone who works at their own pace, in deep contact with their material or with another person's soul. But hiding beneath this noble quest for simplicity can be a plain old fear of failure, fear of criticism, or fear of rejection. The forest can shift from being a place of power to a comfortable bunker where no one can touch you or force you to strive. You might begin to avoid all difficult situations, all conflicts, all manifestations of the messy reality, creating a sterile but lifeless world around yourself. As Jung said, only that which is not engaged in life can remain untouched. By trying to preserve your inner purity in isolation, you risk simply preserving yourself in amber, halting your own growth. Your greatest challenge now is to learn how to bring your inner silence back out into the world. Your task is not to be a hermit, but to be a lighthouse. Not to hide from the noise, but to be a source of calm in the middle of it. Try to find a way to serve people using your depth and wisdom. Start small. Become a volunteer. Help a neighbor. Share your knowledge with a small group. The goal isn't to dissolve into society, but to learn to interact with it from your center, without losing your connection to self, but also without walling yourself off from life. True harmony is not the absence of noise, but the ability to hear your own music in the midst of any cacophony. We've explored paths connected to the past, the present, society, and the inner world. But one bridge remains. It leads to a place where logic is powerless. If you've watched this far and are ready for the most profound part, just drop a plus in the comments. It takes a second, and we'll know you're with us and ready for the initiation. And now, to the heart of it all, the fairy tale bridge. And finally, if your choice is this ethereal glowing bridge that vanishes into the mist, then you are a person who dares to look beyond the material world. This is the choice of the mystic, the dreamer, the visionary. You intuitively sense that the most important things in life cannot be seen, touched, or measured. Your path lies in spiritual seeking, intuitive insights, and a deep-seated faith in miracles. This bridge is a symbol of the transition from the world of logic to the world of the soul, of dreams, of signs and synchronicities. The mist it disappears into is not a danger to you. It's a mystery that beckons you forward. You are willing to step into the unknown, trusting not a map, but your own inner light. This choice refers directly to the Jungian concept of the self-hour true, divine center that unites the conscious and the unconscious. This is the path to wholeness, one that lies through the acceptance of the irrational, the mysterious, the numinous. You understand, or at least feel, that reality is far broader and more multifaceted than we are led to believe. You seek answers not in books, but in the signs of the universe. Not in the advice of others, but in the depths of your own heart. As Jung said, in each of us there is another whom we do not know, and you don't just know of their existence. You are walking across this fairy tale bridge to meet them. This archetype test shows your readiness to encounter the very deepest part of yourself in relationships. You seek not just a partner, but a mystical union, a meeting of two souls destined for each other in the heavens. Mundane details like unwashed dishes can feel like an insult to this grand love. You are capable of inspiring your partner to achieve incredible things, of seeing their highest potential. In your work, you are an idea generator, a visionary, someone who can see the future and describe it in a way that makes others believe in it too. You might be an artist, a poet, a spiritual teacher, an inventor. The material side of things concerns you very little. The most important thing is to follow your calling, your own North Star. But this path is fraught with the danger of becoming completely ungrounded. You can get so caught up in seeking signs, interpreting dreams, and meditating that you completely forget about your body, your health, and your financial responsibilities. You run the risk of using spirituality as a way to escape from solving real, earthly problems, a phenomenon known as spiritual bypassing. Instead of processing and working through anger, resentment, or fear, you might mask them with lofty phrases about forgiveness and acceptance, never resolving the underlying conflict. Jung was very firm on this point. I would rather be whole than good. Wholeness implies accepting your shadow, your lower feelings, not just ascending into sterile spiritual heights. Your greatest challenge is grounding. Your task is to become a bridge between heaven and earth, not to simply fly off to heaven after cutting all your ropes. Engage in something supremely physical. Work in a garden, cook a meal, take up a sport, or dance. Practice a craft that requires attention to detail and working with your hands. Learn to see the magic not only in the misty distance, but also in a loaf of freshly baked bread, in the pattern of an autumn leaf, in your child's eyes. True spirituality is not an escape from the world, but the ability to see the divine in the most ordinary of things. And so, through one simple image, we've managed to touch upon the deepest layers of your personality. Whichever bridge you chose, remember the most important thing: it leads forward. Every path has its own strength and its own shadow, its own reward and its own challenge. There are no right or wrong bridges. There is only your path. And now, the main question for you. Which bridge or which interpretation seemed the most controversial to you, or, conversely, was a true revelation? Let me know in the comments which part you might strongly disagree with. Let's start an honest discussion, because it is in the clash of ideas that truth is often born. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give this video a like if this conversation with yourself was helpful. Until we meet again at the crossroads of meaning.